whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hook of force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā kona whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira hira whakarongo pi kari kari mai. Hare hare mai, o Taringa hare hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody. Gather up close everybody. Kani move that body. Kani move that body. Taku tuku oro e tuku nei I te oro o te mihi kia koutou katoa e noho mai nā I o koutou kāinga maha huri noa I Aotearoa whakawhiti te moana o Raukawa ki te Waipounamu whakawhiti ngā moana o te moana tā pokopoko o tā whaki o te moana nui a kiwa puta ki te ao tēnā koutou nau mai hoki mai ane kia Taringa e whakapāho atu nei I tēnei te kāinga rua kāinga tai, kāinga toru, kāinga whārā nei o Taringa. Coming at you e te iwi, here we are, Taringa in Rahui on lockdown, and we're still going. E haere tonu ana, tēnā koutou.
E haere tonu ana.
Tēnā rā koutou katoa, puta ki roto, puta ki waho, puta ki te whai ao.
Tēnā koutou ngai Taringa.
Ngai Taringa ipurangi.
You know, I a koe e mea ana puta ki waho, I'm thinking, puta te pito ki waho, ki te whai ao, ki te ao marama puta. I think there's some pito puta I tēnei wā. You know, I te wā o te rāhu, I te wā o te noho mohoa, te wā o te noho motu. You know, the meal times get a bit blurred along with everything else. So I do hope everybody is looking after yourselves. But we're coming at you from... Well, I am from the bustling metropolis of Te Awamutu. Well, three of us are...
But I am in my own kāhui rāhui.
Ai.
In Hamilton.
Ai, mihi ana. Kia ora, hoa mai engari, pewhi ana ngā piropiro.
Yeah, pai ana ngā piropiro. E ora ana. Kāre take mo te amu sau. E ora ana te whānau. E ora ana taku kāhui rāhui. E ora ana pito.
Yeah, same here. Nothing to complain about. He tino pai ki a hau te noho taratahi. Yeah, what was my birthday in the weekend? That was exciting.
Oh yeah, tika! Hari huri tau kia koe. Hari huri tau kia koe. Hari huri tau kia Erika.
Mihi mai. Thank you. E mihi ana kia kōrua. Wow. I did not know I worked with two very lovely korokoro tui like yourselves.
Oh, tēnā koe e mihi mai nei.
I did know that actually.
And you know, everybody that's listening, ngai Taringa, I'm sure you sang Hari Huri Tau along with Te Puaheiri and myself. So, Erica, you just had 50,000 people
50,000
Hari Huri Tau
people.
kia koe.
And you're probably sharing it with other people. So,
I know,
to all those that are sharing a birthday at this time,
Tika.
Hari Huri Tau kia koutou.
Shout out to everybody having birthdays in lockdown.
So what did you do for your birthday? Did you go anywhere? Did you?
Well, yeah. Me and my baby took the dog for a walk.
Oh, cool.
And then we came home, had a bit of a birthday feast. And my partner made us a really cool blanket fort in the lounge.
Oh,
cool.
You know, change up our scenery a bit.
Yeah.
Tika. And you know, those are all steps for better health. Hauora I tēnei wā, because you know, we're spending so much time indoors. A lot of us are online. Those of us that are working, you know, are grateful to work from home, and we're lucky to work from home. And you know, you could be getting a bit of cabin fever. So yeah, change it up.
Yeah. It was cool. I loved it.
And to celebrate such things, to change it up, eh? Make occasions. Which like this, like every time there's a recording, it's like, yeah, there's a sense of occasion because we get to do this in lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you, Puraone? E pēhea o piropiro?
Tino ora nei. Ai, tino pai oku piropiro mātou tokotoru I tō mātou kāhui rāhui. Me ngā mōkai. And yeah, the mōkai they're oblivious to rāhui. But I do think Tintin does know that we've been home a bit more. And I'm sure your Pepe does too.
Yeah. She actually likes getting out and about, so...
Ai, rita ki a koe.
Yeah.
Ai.
Me kore ake te māma I aia.
Kia ora.
Yeah, I feel bad when I go to the supermarket and she stays home.
Or what about those ones going te haere ki te hokomaha, just ki te haere ki te hokomaha?
Ko hau tētahi. I'm like, we need some salt. We need some Himalayan salt. Or like, there's only half a loaf of bread left. I'll go and get some bread. And then I'll walk around the store for 3 hours listening to my audiobook.
Oh, hell. Your whānau is probably like, KAITOA kua haere ia.
That was nice, Erika.
E ka pākiki mai aku tamahine kia hara mai ki taku taha ka mea tu kia rate. Nā, ki paenga ngā triti ngā zombies. Ka kainga kauro e ngā zombies, so you have to stay home. I said, Papa, going out to the zombies to get us some kai.
That was very good, Erika.
Sometimes I can use my wit. Not very often, but sometimes.
I missed it.
Kia mani atu tātou ki te kiwaha o te wiki.
Ai, kiwaha. So by the time this comes out, we will be at level, south of the Bombays will be at level 3.
Da-da, 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 da-da. Yes.
So KAITOA.
Taumata ohiti.
Taumata ohiti tuatoru. Ka heke tātou ki te taumata ohiti tuatoru. KAITOA.
KAITOA.
Nō re, koina tā tātou kiwaha o tēnei wiki. KAITOA in the sense of an expression of satisfaction. Or like, yes, thank goodness.
Tika, and people might be grappling with this one there, Hoama, because, usually we use KAITOA. Well, not usually, it's probably just take that, enge, ana tokai. But this is a very different way of using this kiwaha, isn't it?
Hi. There's another flip side to it. I think it was after our hautapu, this matariki. And you said, KAITOA, ko mutu te mahi. And I was thinking, what? And you were like, good riddance, it's done. Like in terms of a sense of satisfaction.
Yeah.
Instead of take that, which I thought, he means, we smashed it, yes.
Yeah.
But no, it's KAITOA. KAITOA ko mutu te mahi, KAITOA ko heke tātou ki tēnei ohiti taumata ohiti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so...
Are you thinking of a way to use it, Erika?
I used all of my kiwaha powers before.
You did. I think you need to unpack that again because I think Te Puaheiri missed it.
Yeah.
While as Puaheiri was talking about how he uses any excuse to go to the hokomaha, I got the sense that maybe his whānau felt like they probably needed a break from him too. And I feel like they could be saying things like, KAITOA kua haere ia.
KAITOA, Papa's gone. KAITOa.
Yeah, as soon as you're out the door, it's KAITOa. Na tameka like, KAITOa, jumping around.
Ka riro ia māua te raumamao. Yeah, we get the remote. KAITOa.
KAITOa.
So KAITOa kua mutu, thank God that's over. That sense of satisfaction, I guess, that you've come to the end of something in that sense.
A sigh of relief.
Yeah, relieved, I'm so relieved that's over. KAITOA kua haere ia, I'm just relieved that he's gone.
Or KAITOa ko mutu tēnei hui, gosh, I never thought this hui. Never thought this hui was going to end, or I never thought this lockdown or this day was going to end. KAITOa.
Yeah. So have a tutu with that one, te iwi.
Yeah.
That flip side of te kiwaha KAITOA. Nā, KAITOa, ko mitu tērā, kia huri tātou ki tā tātou kaupapa, and we're at Tikanga 101. But before we get into Tikanga 101, just letting you all know, we're launching into Mahuru Māori. And this year we've aligned Mahuru Māori with Mahuru Māori. In that, we're aligning with the Maramataka Māori.
Yeah.
So in previous years, if you don't know what Mahuru Māori is, I whea ke koe tau e huna ana. But I raro pē tētai ko atu.
I tehia toka.
Yeah, look, just type Mahuru Māori in Google search, e te iwi, whatever I'm sure everybody uses Google mostly, but type it in there and you will find a whole lot of whakamarama and lots of things about what Mahuru Māori is because, I don't want to spend too much time on that. But anyway, I will only be speaking in te reo during Mahuru Māori. And I think ka reo rua kōrua ne te Puaheiri.
Ai, mo ngā putanga o Taringa I roto I te marama o Mahuru ka whakawhiti au ki te reo, ki ngā reo e rua.
Ka pai. Yeah. Engari anō tēnei ka ūtonu au ki te reo, mo te roanga o mahuru. But we do encourage you all, e whakakipakipa ana i a koutou katoa ngai taringa tēnā, haere ki te paitukutuku whārangi ipurangi o mahurumāori.com. Jump on there, read about the kaupapa, and then register. Rehita mai, rehita mai, rehita mai.
Rehita.
I want all 50,000, 50 mano koutou e whakarongo ana ki a taringa, ki te rehita ki te kaupapa. Ne? And you can register to speak Māori for 1 hour of the week, or 1 day of the week, or 1 week of the month, or pēnei au nei te katoa o te marama, okay, for the whole month. So go over there, mahurumāori.com. It's been going for, this will be its 7th year?
Wow.
8th year?
Yeah.
Yeah. So haere ki reira, but kia mōhio mai koutou that our broadcasts during the marama of Mahuru, and if you want to know more about the maramataka Māori, then scroll through our Taringa episodes, because there's lots of kōrero there. We've done one on maramataka Māori. Look for Whaia Ngānehu, also Rereata Mākiha, and of course, Te Tino Hoa o Taringa, Dr. Rangi Mātāmua.
Ka pai.
Hoi no, kia huri ake tātou ki te kaupapa kōrero i tēnei wā, ara ko te Tikanga 101, and ko te kaupapa i tēnei rā, ko te Hapa me te Whati.
Te Hapa me te Whati.
Te Hapa me te Whati. E pā ana ki te aha.
E pāna ki ngā horopaki nui, actually, whānui i roto i te ao Māori. So this is one of the tētahi o ngā tikanga i roto i te ao Māori. One of our principles, ko te Hapa me te Whati. Yeah, so let's look at Hapa first and our understanding of that kupu Hapa.
Aye.
He aha ki a koe, Erica, have you heard that word, Hapa?
We've used it quite a few times in past episodes when we're talking about reo.
Yo.
So my understanding is that it's, to make a mistake.
Yes, ka pai. And that's a natural mistake.
Kia ora, yeah.
So a lot of the times when people make a hapa i roto i te reo, they make it naturally. They don't actually know that they've made it. So they do it, without malice.
Yeah.
But there's really no few. So there's no consequence of
Kia
that
ora.
hapa other than somebody being a bit mean in how they may correct you.
Yeah.
Or maybe feeling whakamā when you are conscious to the fact that you've made a mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kia ora.
And that could affect your willingness to speak te reo still. And some people still have those hang-ups.
Yeah.
And it's quite a big thing, everyone wants to do right by themselves and by, say, like the kaupapa that they give a meaning to, like in terms of te reo. And so that can be the biggest
Barrier. Yeah.
your biggest consequence. Yeah, or the biggest few is your own whakamā. However, not to outweigh that, not to be outweighed by it or to be discouraged by those few, but to actually go, that was a good mistake, that's a good lesson. And as they say in like Wete Reo, they say, no mai te hapa, to welcome those hapa in that sense.
Yeah. That's a really good example to start from, actually, from te reo, because we'll probably go up in taumata.
Yeah. And because I have a hapa, after breakfast, and then about 10 a.m. I have a hapa.
Are you talking about like a mistake or supper?
Yeah, he's talking about that hapa.
So my day is filled with hapa at the moment.
Oh, the life of lockdown.
Yeah. And the thing is to not to perfect the hapa as well. That's one thing.
Right, yeah.
In the horopaki, in the context of te reo Māori.
Yeah, head out.
There's another side to that too, because you have a hapa, in this case, is ignorance or not knowing. So e kūware ana e hapa ana koe.
Aye.
And then the other side is sometimes you might still, even though you've been corrected and you actually force that. So even though it's not the right way to say something, you continue saying it.
So would that still be a hapa, or would that be like, because that's intentional now?
Absolutely.
Hea te tahi tauira mo taua horopaki nei?
Probably one would be me.
Oh, kia ora.
I know a couple of people, aha ko te ture reo. So in grammar, passive does not follow a me. But I know two people who are like, no, ka ūtonu au ki tērā, and they still speak like that.
Me kōrero tia tonu tia e au pēnei, nei, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
One side of hapa is being conscious to it and actually giving action to it, I guess, by being conscious of it. And the other one is being kuare or ignorant. You know, they say ignorance is bliss, and doing it naturally without any, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Even after the active emphatics, a lot of people I hear the nā and still have the passive endings in those structures.
Ana.
Nā rangi te kaupapa I whakatūria.
Yeah.
Because it sounds right to them, however, grammatically it's not correct, but they will persist with it.
Right.
Maybe out of habit, but not mindful enough to like have a go at breaking down that calloused habit.
Yeah. So that's a very easy example of hapa, and it was a great place to start, really, where we can unpack this tikanga or principle I roto I te ao Māori, because you can apply that same sort of thinking or explanation about hapa to tikanga.
Kia ora, kia ora. Here we go, buckle in, guys.
Me whakarongo pi kari.
Yeah, me timata tātai kiwhea. Maybe we start, now that we're talking about te ao te tikanga, what's something that comes to mind?
Pēhea te, me timata pēa ki te, e whakaro anau mo te whakaeke marae, no reira, pēhea te karanga, mo te hapa I roto I te karanga. Ko te whati te hua o te hapa? Te putanga o te hapa?
Well, whati comes a bit later.
Kia ora.
Oh, wait, hang on.
So they're not the same, eh, for some people
Yeah,
think that.
what is whati?
I think we'll stick with hapa first and have some examples, and then we can get on to whati. But if we took karanga, even before the karanga starts, there can be a hapa. So what do you guys think that could be?
Oh, kia ora. Something like, I don't know, a lack of preparation.
Yep.
Maybe they asked the wrong person to do it.
Yeah, that's a hapa as well.
Yeah.
So hapa can also mean to pass, to go by. So if you look at it in that sense, there's that rerenga again. You've actually passed by the true tikanga or what it should be.
Kia ora.
So if I wanted to do the karanga, but my mum was present and alive, then in a lot of whānau, she should be doing it and not me.
I'm sure she should be alive while she's present.
yeah, you know what I mean though.
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
Or even if my mum's eldest sister was there and instead they asked my mum to do it.
Yeah.
Instead of my auntie who's the tuakana.
Yeah.
No re, he hapa tēnā.
Yeah. And what would be a double hapa? That's a really good example. So, ki o whakaaro hea te hapa taparua. If, say, they asked your mum instead of your mum's older sister, then what would even add to that hapa even more?
If my mum... Oh, wait, this is before it's happened, right?
Yeah. See, we haven't even got to the karanga yet.
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
You had it on the tip of your tongue.
Oh, and then it asked me instead.
No, it would be for your mother to agree.
Oh,
Kia ora. Che.
Okay.
right. Yeah.
So now they're kua hipa, kua hapa, I hipa rātou, kāre rātou I pātai ki te tuakana o tō māma.
Now she's just solidified that hapa.
Yeah. And it's actually built the hapa.
Nā wai he.
Nā wai he, kātai ka heke
He
atu.
ke atu. Ai.
Yeah, and she might very well, actually, I'm going to ask my daughter to do it. So now you're in a triple hapa.
And then I'm like, sure, I'll give it a whirl. And I've just hapa'd it.
Yeah, and that's a really good example of how things can build up I roto I tēnei āhuatanga, because he nui ngā kōrero I roto I te ao Māori where hapa has grown,
Kia ora.
Yeah.
where things have just been piled on.
Yep.
And we haven't even got to the karanga yet. Engari, e pāna tēnei hapa ki te ao o te karanga. Ne? So it sort of unpacks and shows again kia tātou katoa koutou e whakarongo ana te mana o te tikanga.
Kia ora.
I roto I te ao Māori. Haven't even got to actually performing the karanga. And I mean, I think we all sort of know what a hapa would look like in karanga. Let's give some examples. Te puaheiri hea tētahi ki o whakaro.
Pēnā ko koutou te manuhiri, engari e ki ana, ke mea na haramai.
Yeah,
Whakatau mai.
yeah,
Engari ko koutou ki ngā manuhiri.
ana.
I tētahi mea, māma.
Yeah, he hapa tērā.
He hapa, yeah.
Or if you're the manuhiri and you, during the karanga, do the mihi to the wrong name of the whare.
Yeah, tika tērā. So, okay, ka pai. Oh, hei rawe tēnei. So, taking those two examples, which do you think of those two examples as worse than the other?
I reckon doing the mihi to the wrong whare or place.
Yeah, We could deliberate that, but I'm going to agree with you. I don't know about pewhianga whakaaro o te puaheiri.
I don't know. I don't know what's worse because they're pretty bad. You know?
Yeah.
So,
And you know what? I've witnessed both.
wow.
Really?
Yep.
What happened? Were there consequences?
Well, they were honest mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were natural, I puta mai I roto I te, kare e ki kuare. They're just honest mistakes, Hoi anō he hapa tonu.
Kia ora.
And ko te whiu, the consequence of those hapa were whakamā. Ko tētahi atu he pōwhiri tēnei, and I whakamohiotia ngā wāhine, do not do the karanga until the kaimatataki, the person that does the challenge, or the wero, until he slaps his thigh.
Kia ora.
So that was the signal. Nā, he tikanga Māori anō tēnei ko te wāhanga tērā kia tū, and kia mutu te kaimatataki, then te reo o rongo, ka putu te reo o rongo comes out. Well, the kaimatataki hadn't finished yet, right? And then I karanga te wahine, and then, well, e hapa tērā.
Ko te he taha tēnei tawa te haukainga, eh?
Yeah,
Because they should be the first. Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow.
yeah. Those are just some examples of hapa I roto I te karanga. And then, I arohau ki aia, because it was a prominent pōwhiri. E nui nā mana I haramai, and everybody was,
E wari a ia te wana.
Ana, ko e rā āhuatanga katoa. Now that's a hapa, and also another form, I guess, of hapa is korapa.
Korapa.
Yeah, so korapa is doing anything out of turn.
Yeah.
Right.
Ka pai, so even I runga I te pai, he ko kite au I tēnei I tūranga waiwai. The manuhiri are told, ka timata te whai kōrero, ngā whai kōrero a te manuhiri ki tērā taha, and someone over there gets up.
And ka poro a te rārangi kōrero.
Yeah, so he hapa anō tērā, he korapa. So she made a korapa I roto I tēnei horopaki, tēnei tauira. She went out of turn, which was also a hapa. Koena etahi tauira o te hapa I roto I ngā mahi.
Kani, move that body.
Ka mutu, hei te mutunga iho, ngā oenei hapa katoa ko kōrero here. Even at the gate, when they're deciding who will, ko te hapa pia, ko te kore mōhio, ko te kuare kamatu, I te korengo rātou I ata whai I aua mātauranga, ko hapa ai.
Ana.
It's like a lack of understanding, but then making those decisions or putting forth the decisions, probably without the right consultation,
Ana.
without the right people, talking to the right people, asking the right questions. Like, it's really overlooked these days when people want an answer really quickly, but I've been reading about a lot of tikanga and how long deliberation took before there was a consensus on a particular kaupapa, and it wouldn't, the kōrero wouldn't finish until there was a consensus. It wasn't a democratic process where there was a vote, but it had to be a consensus, and it was teased out with a lot of kōrero.
Yeah, and a lot of inainei, tēnei o hurihuri, if you were to trace, for want of a better expression, the whakapapa of that hapa, a lot of the time lies with the whānau, or that person's parents, or they weren't taught.
Yeah.
Again, this unpacks, because ka noho tērā hapa, kaua I runga I a koe anake, ka noho I runga I tō whānau me tō hapu.
Ai.
So someone to sing to hapa, it's like, te kuare, that means that their whānau is kuare, that means they weren't taught, so there's all those things as well. I roto I te ao Māori, te ao take, te ao taukiuki, we were perfectionists.
Yeah.
Everything needed to be perfect, particularly too because of our oral tradition. So everything was handed down orally.
Kia ora.
So there was no room for error.
Yeah, true.
And it was just drilled into, I roto I te whare wānanga, I te whare pora, even the way how things are woven. You can have a hapa there.
Yeah. Te tohu aitua tērā.
Yeah, me ngā tikanga, me rāhuatanga katoa. I guess it was like a QA method to make sure that the quality was assured and endured I roto I ngā mahi katoa.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That there was just so much whakaaro put on hapa. And it goes, ko kōrero rā, I think we've spoken about how Maui, his father faltered I roto I te karakia.
Oh.
When Maui found who his dad was, and then, I tohia e tana papa, And as he was doing his karakia, his father made a hapa i roto I te karakia. And the consequence of that was the death of Maui.
What? I haven't heard about this.
But it's set in place. Yeah, he was sure to die from it because of that hapa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in our Apanui stories, our waka tauira, that Pauma Tangatanga came over on. So in the stories, the tohunga who done the karakia for his journey on the waka made a hapa or whati, I don't know. And then he told Po, oh, don't go, you can't go yet, I made a mistake. But Po was too excited, so he made his journey to Aotearoa anyway. And the consequence of him doing that was just before they actually landed, there's all these big rocks outside of Tihiro. They crashed into the rocks and the waka sank. Luckily, everyone made it to shore, but that was the consequence.
Ana. Yeah, koina te whiu, koina te utu.
Te utu, ai.
O taua hapa.
Oh, utu.
Yeah, if we were to just look at hapa as a mistake, traditionally, hapa had consequences, and it was based on the severity of your hapa and the context. So, hapa in relation to maybe like that, like karakia, the building of a waka, the building of a wharenui, he nui ngā tapu e pāna ki e rā mahi. So if there was hapa I roto e rā mahi, then the consequences or the calamity that would come down on the perpetrator or the person and their whānau hapu would be greater. Yeah. If you had your degree of consequences or calamity, well, number one would be death.
Yep.
Death and destruction.
Ai.
Tuarua ka pāmai te māwiwi.
Ai.
I te māwiwi, te mate. And again, when we talk about māwiwi roto I te whakaaro Māori, we've spoken about hopo.
Ai.
I've seen people, they've made a hapa I roto I te whai kōrero or tētahi mahi, and it's really themselves that bring that mate on themselves because they're just so psychologically invested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spiritually, everything and what they've done, and they end up, so koina no te mate.
Yeah.
And third is e pāna a meki ka pāngia te mana o taua tangata. So the mana of that person, their whānau, their hapu or iwi is also impinged or
impeded on, yeah.
Yeah. Like koina ngā whiu.
Koia pē tētahi mea nui ko tō tātou tirohanga ki te mana. Koia pē tētahi mea noho ana hei whiu mo te tangata ka he o ka hapa. It's their mana or even their perception of their own mana and say another perception of their mana and their whānau when they when they make a hapa, when a hapa is actioned by that person.
Yeah.
It's really interesting and how we can see that and maybe even how sometimes it's misunderstood in this day and age.
Kia ora.
With hapa. Which leads me to the pātai. E tai ana e te kaihapa, tana hapa te whakatika?
Ana.
Yeah, mo taua mea te hopo, ne? Ko pērā au roto i tahi wā ko whakaaro ka mate au I te hopo, nā runga I tētai hapa I runga I te marae. Me pēhea te tangata e whakatika I ai anō.
Well, me mihi ki tana hapa I te tuatahi.
Kia ora, kia ora.
So acknowledge their hapa. E mihi hoki ki tāu I ako ai. Acknowledge what you learnt from that hapa and that you will not do that again. And ko te mea tuatoru, ko te tuku.
Iai, kia ora, te tuku
Me tuku kui I taua hapa. And whatever that tuku involves, so releasing it, letting it go, whatever that involves and that brings peace to you, wo kei a koe tēnā. So that you're free of that hapa and you can move on.
Jump back on the horse, eh?
Ana.
Thank you, horse.
Every hapa is different. I roto I te motetea, ara e te hapa, could be, and nā ruka e nei kupu, te riha is when you miss out a word, pō tatu is when you stutter.
Stutter, kia
So
ora.
there's all different types of hapa when someone goes to start a song, and then a couple of people come in early.
Oh,
What's that?
Oh,
out of beat.
Yeah, so it's
not a tāpepa,
A takahi.
not a panga. He parangeki? Nah.
he korapa tonu.
Oh, he korapa.
out of
he
turn.
korapa.
Out of turn,
Yeah.
chair.
So you've come in too early. So it's a very little hapa.
Yeah.
He korapa, engari he hapa tonu.
Yeah. And it can throw everything off.
It does. It can
And then
throw the whole waiate out.
Ka tō wai tia te hapa, ka hapa anō.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah. So that's what comes out of the hapa. Ne? But, you know, I roto i te whakaaro Māori, ki tā te Māori te tiro, what that shows us is that everybody's not of one mind.
kia ora.
Oh, true.
And this is where you get into the whakapapa of the hapa. So, me ka te tiro ki te haka. You know, ko tētahi tikanga te Māori was that the taua would do a haka before they go off. And ka ata te tiro te tohunga.
Yeah.
You know, and if people were out of time and all of that, you know, he hapa tērā, that told the tohunga or the ariki that everybody's not of one mind.
Yeah.
And then the questions would be asked, so why is everybody feeling like this? Well, quo tēnei e whakapai nei, but they'd be thinking, why aren't we in time? What's the matter?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you try and find the roots.
Ai.
Yeah.
Yeah, ko runga e tahi kōrero e mea na, you know, ka ata noho ngā tohunga me ngā ariki, ka mea te, they would look, I know they've looked at this toa and he's out of time, they go, he mate tāna, he mate tōna. And I kōpū tana wahine, they were saying, and that's where his mind was.
Yep.
Worrying about returning, and then, I can't remember what happened there, but that's what they identified, that this toa his mind was elsewhere.
Yeah.
Ana.
And I guess that just shows like how important what you're saying earlier, where it wasn't a democratic society, like everyone had to be in agreement, you know, it was a real like community. And I just guess that's another example that shows how important that was to them, for everyone to be on the same page.
Especially if your life's on the line and the life of your hapu, iwi is on the line, and in that sense, in the sense of war. But also, when you're doing taki, when you're doing mō tete, you may be saying names in there or reciting events. So there's a lot of things on the line there.
Yeah. We're talking about recovery. Raukore and I, Raukura Roa and I, we performed a pātere one time, and we got to this particular verse and we went round again. We both done it at the same time. So yeah, we'd gone round and we came back to this one line again, and we got back and everybody was laughing. They were like, they knew, you know, everyone was giving us the eye. But we got to this one line, and then the first time we sang it, because the line is, ko wai te wahine te hara mai nei. And then when we got back to that line, it was out of it. We both looked at one another and we both sang, ko wai te wahine ko hoki mai nei. Like, who's this woman that's come back again? And everybody laughed, and that, like, you know, there was absolution in us doing that.
Hikinga. It was,
Ai.
Yeah. I pērā hoki mao ko taku tūhene hene wai, we did a mō tete at our whakatau, and then at the Poroporo ake, I said we need to do it again because we forgot the last two lines. And then everyone, they acknowledged it again, like, che, you got it. But there was there was a reprieve. There was a reprieve. I said, no, me hoki tawa ki tēnei waiata.
Yeah. Cool.
It's sort of like too, though, for me, you know, ia tātai e kōrero ana mo te hapa, me te whakaaro ki te hapa. It shows, you know, I don't like this attitude, etahi o tātai te Māori is like, you know, just wing it.
Yeah,
you know, there's times for winging it, but I roto i tō tātou, you know, we were masters of attention to detail.
Kia ora.
Doing things properly and putting a lot of mana into making sure things were said correctly, and the transmission of knowledge was so important. And that's why, you know, there was so much put on saying things properly, because you're giving mātauranga. So you've got, and, you know, hundreds of years of that mātauranga, of that same whakapapa, of that karakia, of that waiata. So it had to be correct.
And it's amazing too, some karakia that have felt the breeze of modernity, they are still in the state in which they were transmissioned in rangiatia. You know, that's something to be proud of and to acknowledge, but also to see that it's still a big thing in terms of what Brownie said, attention to detail, maintaining a level of excellence in transmitting verbal kōrero and retaining it and then disseminating it, you know. It's an amazing thing to look at.
Tika.
Pehea te karakia, te hapa I roto I te karakia.
Ai, well, he pērā anō. And as we're going in those degrees of tapu, and based on, you know, te kōrero a Erika, mō paumātangatanga, mō tauira, me he nui ngā kōrero e toi te ao Māori, Māui, rāua ko tāna pāpā, you know, koina tētai o ngā hapa tino kino nei. That's your direct line ki te mana atua. Kei te kōrero koe ki o atua.
Kia ora.
And you're reciting a lot of the times the karakia we use or we're passed down, we're from one tohunga to another tohunga to another tohunga.
Right, yeah.
Be that a tāne or a wahine. So to leave anything out of there, you're changing the DNA of that karakia.
Kia ora. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, again, you know, ko te few, death, sickness or loss of mana.
Absolutely. And never to be called upon to do it again.
Yep. But, you know, in saying that, people do make mistakes. They do make hapa. I roto I rā mahi. Again, there's a way, hei whakaora I a koe, ne? As I said, acknowledge your hapa, take the learning from it, me tuku, and whatever that involves in you being able to tuku that, because ki te kore e tuku, ka noho, ka ngau.
Kia ora.
Ko koe te utu.
Ko koe te utu, yeah.
Yeah.
So when, you know, when I run wānanga I taku hapu, e wāte ana, I tell everybody, make the mistakes, e pai ana.
Yep, kia ora.
And that's why, you know, taku ngere ki etahi, e tū nei etahi o ngā hui nui. And I'm like, this isn't a practice ground.
Oh, hey, marika.
Right, yeah, right.
You know, tangata I akona ki te kāinga tua nei te marae tauana. So do your practice at home.
Kia ora.
On your own marae, at your wānanga, whatever that looks like. And then when you come to the big events, the big calendar events I roto I te ao Māori, whether it be rātana, whether it be waitangi, whether it be koroneihana, matatini, you know, come there me mōhio koe ki o mahi, me rāpatanga katoa.
Heart out.
So, Auntie says the wrong name in the whare, you know, and then she becomes conscious of that in her karanga. Now, what would you do? Erika, you're the only kai karanga for your hapu that are going on. What would you do? You're conscious of the fact that you've made a mistake?
We're still going on at the moment.
You're still going on. You haven't finished.
You're 3 steps in and you've said the wrong whare name.
Can I re-say the right name?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, that felt like a real test.
Mihi a te hapa.
Yeah.
Because imagine you're the hau kāinga. They said the wrong name. Oh, look, she knows. Oh, she said the right name. Tēnā koe. Haere mai, haere mai.
What would be the worst thing for you to do in that scenario, Erika?
Brush it off like it didn't happen?
No, I'm talking about in that moment, in that time, as you're performing that task, he mahi tau, your full flow karanga, what's the worst thing you could do?
Just stop.
Yes. And there you have a whati.
Oh,
That's in you have a
right.
It's whati, it's broken. You've broken the karanga.
Oh, broken, right, broken. Ah, okay.
Ka pai say the whati is probably a form like the korapa and other things, but it's like the worst. They have a relationship, but they're also different.
Sort of like a cause and effect.
Ana.
Yeah, pai tērā. Cause and effect.
So that's a complete whati for you to finish, and then it makes it even worse.
Yeah.
It just compounds the effect, yeah.
Ana, and so that's just to give you the distinction and all our listeners of the difference between the hapa and the whati. You know, because ko e tai wā ka rongo e tai, and I hear it on the marae e tai hui, and I'll hear someone say, oh, ko whati. Be a waiter say, no, kari whati, I hapa, I korapa, I he, but they didn't whati. The waiata still continued, and you hear that e tai o tātou kaumata, and I've done it before, you know, I he te taku kōrero, ka whakatikahi au, I keep going, and I says, oh, I he, I hapa, and they said, engari kari whati.
Okay.
I hear whati a lot, ko e tahi o ngā tāne, ka taki whakapapa, and they haven't learned to whakapapa properly, and they're unable to finish a line.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Ne? So you've actually left a whakapapa hanging.
Haven't joined it to anybody.
Ana.
Yeah, and the hapa there from the whati is the lack of prep, I reckon. You talked about detail and he kanohi ho miro miro. If you're going to present that, you've got to know it. And if you're still not comfortable with it, leave it out.
Ana.
Or whakapapa he atawa kōrero, or whakapapa hiko, to just highlight parts.
Bullet points.
The wānanga, I think, too, is how we look at the stuff. And the way I say that is there are people that I allow to correct me, because if I am true to what I think and believe in terms of hapa and whati, then I should be open to being corrected. And it's actually how you receive it. And for sometimes there are people that I look up to, I hold in high esteem, and they correct me, and I'm thinking, that's rats. And then I'm going, no, it's te aroha for te reo Māori, for tikanga Māori, for karo Māori. And if I am honest with myself, that those are my values as well, I accept those as good learnings. And I think a lot of people should be open to it. And you know, some tones aren't great, but hey, I leave the tone up to them and I take the learning.
Right.
So koe a pē tētai whakaro mō tātou.
Kia ora.
Yeah, very well said.
Tēnā koe.
It's so easy for someone to say something to me and I'm thinking, what? Who the hell are you? And if I take a step back and have a think about where they're coming from, the situation would probably be a lot better.
Ka pai, and new time learners as well, because I think another perception is striving to be right. But I don't think it's about being right or correct or right or wrong. It's actually being well informed. You know, and a lot of people make rackets or make te rā kōrero about being right, but don't take it as being right or wrong. Be informed or change your perception of it so you can keep moving and not be bogged down by always trying to be right or never being right.
Ana, ka pai tēnā wānanga e hoa mā?
Ai.
Yeah.
Time for a waiata ki te hei tautoko i ngā kōrero, hei whaka ngāwari hoki i ngā kōrero. Harai te mei toi maha ngā kōrero. I think there's a lot in there. Hei ako mā koutou, and a lot of new learnings in there for a lot of you ngai taringa.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot more to talk about.
There is. You know, there are some really, really cool stories, and they involve Hapa and Whati.
Yeah.
You know, and what iwi have, you know, we could just talk about wharenui for one, but that might be another episode.
Yeah. We don't know.
Yeah.
Keep a few aces.
Yeah.
And because you mentioned like utu a few times as well, which then made me start thinking about makutu. So, yeah. This could go on.
Hoi no, before we cut to our song, our waiata for this week, is I want to acknowledge Anipiki Tuari, koutou ko Tūngane.
Kia ora.
Hame, Tātana and Tame.
Ai, koutou whakaimai kia whakamahia. Koutou waiata, hei, whakarākei i wene o ngā kōrero, no re mihi ana kia koutou. And so we're coming up with Hami.
He ai o.
He ai o.
He ai o. Ki te rangi.
Okay, Erica's gonna...
Nah, not me. You don't want to hear me.
Re whakarongo mai.
once Hami actually started singing the Waiata, I bet you everybody was like, oh, KAITOA. Thank God Erica's not singing it.
Paia, that's a good example of the kiwaha. But oh man, this is such a massive kaupapa kōrero. I think I'm just in the mood for like dissecting and branching and
Yeah.
we set a destination and then we whakatepe te kō. That's for going off
Yes.
going off the track, which is cool.
One thing I find interesting too is that there's actual names for specific types of hapa.
Ana. And it's also indicative in our kōrero. If it's in our kōrero, it shows us there are hapa and then they also have few. Like there's always examples in our kōrero, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We didn't get into unpack this because there are instances I roto i ngā kōrero tukuiho where people knew it was a hapa in terms of tikanga, transgression, and they still went ahead. So like the person that still speaks with te reo hapa and knowing that e hapa ana te reo, you can apply that to tikanga.
Ah, yeah.
And you know, he nui ake te whiu. And that was ko te kupu ko te horopiro.
Horopiro, kia ora.
Horopiro.
Yeah.
And is that for persistent transgression?
Yeah, obstinance, yeah.
Obstinance, kia ora.
Horopiro.
Horopiro. Hoi no, I think ka nui tērā.
Ka nui tērā mo tēnei wā, yeah.
Even though your face is saying, ka o kare anō kia nui.
Pai tēnei hākari i ngā hākari e tatari ana ki au I te kihini. Ka hoke anō ki te whatamātau whakakiki ai tēnei koha o te mātauranga ki rote. Hoi no.
Well, I think there was a lot, I know that there was a lot in this kōrero for you to take on board ngai taringa. Now you'll be a bit more mindful and present.
Yeah.
For a lot of you, maybe is why the importance of put on the oral traditions and our whakahaere.
Kia ora.
I'm definitely going to be looking at marae pōwhiri preparations in a new light.
Yeah.
When I'm at the marae and I see people getting us to do specific things, well, now I'll have a new understanding.
Yeah, I'd rather be burdened with the whakamā of being that person that asks at the gate than to be burdened with the whakamā of regret.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people that go, oh, I was going to do that, but that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Nah.
Ko whatia kētia te hoiho.
Ana.
And even taking up some responsibilities if no one else is going to step up rather than being regretful because I've done it too many times to go, yeah, nah.
E tika tērā.
They call me puaheiri whati tapu, but don't ask.
Cool. Hoi anō e te iwi e mihi ana kia koutou. You know, you might have some whakaro to share on this kaupapa or further pātai that we might be able to unpack another time on patapatai.
Kia ora.
Nō reira tukua mai ki taringa nei. Ahoi anō e mihi ana mātou kia koutou katoa I o koutou taringa. Kia taunga manakitanga te mea ngaro ki runga ki tēnā koutou e noho nā I o koutou kāinga huri noa. Kia tau te Māori, kia tau te mākoha, kia tau te hāneanea, kia whakaro nui tetehi ki tetehi I roto I te aroha. Tēnā koutou, hei kona mai rā.
Hei kona mai rā.
Hei kona.
Bit whakaronga, bit kari, gather up close, everybody, buddy. Taringa. Yeah, tahuri mai ki yo, whakarongo ki te tangi a te kori mako, kōrero flowing at the hookah force, kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā kona whakapiri mai ki te, kaupapa tino whakahira, whakarongo pi kari mai, hare mai, o taringa, hare mai, we gotta gather up close, everybody. Gather up close, everybody. Kani, move that body. Kani, move that body.
Taringa, he mea tuku nā te wānanga o Aotearoa, nā te māngai pāho I tautoko. To listen to more episodes, search for us on your podcast app and subscribe. Taringa, whakarongo mai.